You're tuning into Black and White Sports on YouTube. The no-holds-barred truth on sports. The main event starts now.
Black and white sports fans, let's talk about one of my favorite athletes out there in the NFL. And I'm talking about J.J. Watt, formerly of the Houston Texans, and he is now playing with the Arizona Cardinals. And guys, over the past year, sports has been going down a path that has been very, very destructive. Fans have tuned out of woke sports. The NBA has ruined their brand by honoring criminals, protesting games over criminals. I've always had a big problem with that, and many of you have too. You guys aren't watching the games. The NBA is a dying brand because they keep celebrating criminals. LeBron James and his minions knelt for the national anthem all throughout that NBA bubble in the name of criminals. Now, J.J. Watt, he's actually honoring a real hero that was actually in the military when I was in the military. And I'm talking about former Arizona Cardinal player Pat Tillman. So we're going to be diving into what J.J. Watt is doing to honor Pat Tillman in this video, folks. But first, make sure you guys go over to blackandwhitenetwork.com, sign up and become a member today. We have 2 different membership plans. We post private videos over there on the website. Bronze and silver memberships are available. Silver plan gets you more videos and also a spot on a panel on member-only live streams. But if you don't want to do any of that, just consider giving a one-time donation by clicking the donation tab or shopping for the merch. Use the discount code LaChinaSucks, S-U-X, all one word, and we're going to give you 15% off your purchase, folks. So check this out. Cardinals J.J. Watt and Reebok announced new training shoe in honor of Pat Tillman. Now, if you're a younger viewer, I don't know if you actually know Pat Tillman. He was in the NFL about 20 years ago, and he actually passed up a multi-million-dollar contract to go and serve his country after the events of 9/11. Now, I was in the Navy during 9/11. I remember exactly that day, what exactly happened, and we're coming up on the 20th anniversary of the 9/11 attacks. And Pat Tillman lost his life to friendly fire in Afghanistan. And this is a man that is a true hero, sacrificed his career for his country. He wasn't like Jacob Blake that was out there committing heinous acts. He wasn't George Floyd that was high as a kite, committing crimes, putting a gun to pregnant women's stomachs. He wasn't doing that. He was a stand-up citizen that wanted to defend his country. So let's read this here. A day after agreeing to a 2-year free agent deal with the Cardinals back in March, veteran edge rusher J.J. Watt revealed he had already been long involved in a special project involving the Pat Tillman Foundation. Watt wasn't ready to share any details during his introductory news conference, but remarked, "It's kind of coincidental how all of this worked out," adding he's been a longtime admirer of Tillman, the former Cardinals safety who left the NFL following the September 11th terrorist attacks to join the U.S. Army and was later killed by friendly fire while serving in Afghanistan. On Tuesday, Watt formally announced the project in a joint news release with Reebok. It's the 5th installment of the JJ4 training shoe series and the release of the JJ4 Valor, a silhouette dedicated to the memory of Tillman. You know what? The memory of Tillman, not Antoine Rose Jr., which the Pittsburgh Steelers ownership wanted to honor, who was a criminal and have his name put plastered on the back of helmets. And thank God, man, some players actually found out what was the deal with Antoine Rose Jr., and they refused to actually put his name on there. Alejandro Villanueva actually put the name of Alvin Cash on the back of his helmet. I believe he was also a veteran of the military that was killed in action, if I'm not mistaken. But let's continue on. In creating the JJ4 Valor, Watt enlisted the help of Maurice Tillman throughout the design and development process to ensure the end result would be a meaningful and worthy tribute to her late husband. In addition to the commemorative design, the JJ4 Valor also pays tribute through donation components to the Pat Tillman Foundation. From Thursday, which is today, when the shoe becomes available for purchase through August 31st, Reebok is donating $10 for each pair sold to the Pat Tillman Foundation, up to a maximum donation of $10,000. Additionally, Watt plans to donate 100% of his personal proceeds from the shoe to the foundation. Quote, Pat Tillman lived his life in service of a purpose bigger than himself, Watt said in a statement. That is his true legacy. The shoe is a small way to pay tribute to a legendary man by not only honoring him, but also donating to the foundation established in his name and ensuring that his legacy lives on. It has been an absolute privilege to work hand in hand with Pat's wife, Marie Tillman, and the CEO of the Pat Tillman Foundation, Dan Vertrill, to ensure this shoe properly and appropriately represents and honors Pat in a way that he would be proud of. The Reebok JJ4 Valor comes in unisex sizes and retails for $99.99. And of course, to learn more, visit Reebok.com/JJ. Man, I really love JJ Watt, man. JJ Watt does so many great things. Really, really does, man. When he was out here in Houston, he actually raised money for Hurricane Harvey victims out here, because we got hit pretty hard by that hurricane and the flooding was massive, something on a biblical scale, to tell you the truth. And he just wanted to raise that amount of money. He raised millions of dollars, man. This is a man with a very, very good heart. We definitely need more people out there like JJ Watt. We really, really do. Now, the woke athletes, the woke sports media, maybe they're not going to be covering this. Maybe they're not. Maybe if Pat Tillman was a criminal, they would be all over this. But Pat Tillman was not a criminal. Not a criminal, man. So hats off to JJ Watt, man. He is doing something that I believe that more athletes need to be doing. Don't do what the Milwaukee Bucks did, boycott and cancel their game over a criminal scum like Jacob Blake. Be Pat Tillman, kids. Don't be Jacob Blake. Don't be Antoine Rose Jr. Don't be George Floyd. Do not be a criminal. So hats off to JJ Watt once again. This is the right thing to do. And I definitely am going to be purchasing these shoes right here. I can get behind a cause like this when actual heroes are being honored. I refuse to honor any criminals. That will not happen. This is why the NBA is a dying brand. This is exactly why it's a dying brand, because they honor criminals. JJ Watt wants to honor a real American hero. That's just my thoughts on this. What do you guys think of this, Black and White Sports fans? Let us know what you guys think about all this in the comments. Make sure you subscribe to Black and White Sports, and we'll catch you next time.
Thanks for watching the show. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to tune in next time on Black and White Sports.